Good boy. Hey Jim, welcome to Garrett's Garage. Well, you can probably see my beautiful E70 X5 here. And this vehicle has been sort of in retirement lately because it's got a weird charging problem. Oh, it needs some love. Yikes. This vehicle has been kind of put out to pasture a little bit lately because it has a weird charging issue where if you drive it, everything's great, and then you like go to a gas station, shut it off, fill up with gas, and then go to start it again, and the alternator isn't working. So what I did is I got a little jewel here that snaps into the cigarette lighter, and when the ignition gets turned on, it lights up and it gives me a readout of exactly what my voltage is. I was able to keep track, and I could see when it was charging and when it wasn't, and I learned that it took 30 minutes. If you park the vehicle and walk away for 30 minutes, you come back and start it, and it charges again. If you restart it in less than 30 minutes, no charging. So I tried all sorts of things. I put in a new intelligent battery connector in the back, and you know, like I usually do without diagnosing it perfectly, I just start throwing parts at it. And so I actually ordered a new alternator, and that's what I was going to start doing today. And I cannot get this vehicle to misbehave. It's not doing it, so I guess all I'm going to do today is try to make it look a little less decrepit. It really needs some help. I mean, oh, that just is terrible. And oh, these headlights. Yuck. So I'm going to start out by just cleaning everything. So I realized the other day I needed to head into Greenville. I'm taking a wood carving class. And the battery was dead on my truck. And I didn't want to take the 650 because that takes some preparation and it leaks oil, and you know, it's got some problems I need to address. And I didn't want to take this, and I ended up borrowing my beautiful wife Shannon's new car, which I haven't told you guys about yet, but I will sooner or later. I had to take her car, and I'm thinking, what? This is ridiculous. I need to get some other vehicles that I'm prepared to take. I could drive my Volkswagen. It's good to go, but I don't want to drive it if it's going to rain. I could drive the Oldsmobile, same thing. But that the other day when I was going, there was a chance of rain. So that eliminated those cars from my option list. Yeah, gotta do something with these terrible, terrible headlights. But first of all, let's see about trying once again to make it do its weird charging thing. Okay, so I'm gonna start her up, and right there we see we've got 13.9 volts. So shut her off, take the key out, and put it back in. Give her a start. 14 volts, 13.9, so it's charging. So I'm going to walk away for a couple minutes. Okay, it's been 3 or 4 minutes, and I took the key with me, so it was away from the car. Okay, 13.8, so it's still charging. If it was misbehaving and not charging, that would read the low 12 or high 11s. So it's charging, so it won't misbehave anymore. Okay, I guess I'll just start on headlights then. I wore out a sheet of 320 grit, and it's looking a lot better, but if you look closely, you can still see the little cracks and crazing on that failed, actually quite a bit there, on that failed clear coat. So I am going to go at it again. I don't have any more 320. I have some 400, so I'm going to spend some time going at it again with 400. Okay, left side untouched. Right side, one go around with 400, one go around with 320 before that. I think I'm going to do a second go with my 400. Because really what you're trying to do here is this first go at it, you have to fix all the flaws. Because everything else, as you switch from 400 to 800 to 1200, all of that, all you're doing then is taking out the scratches from the lower number. So at this point, what we're doing is we're getting rid of all the flaws. So you can't leave flaws for any of the further steps. And I still see some right here. And I can still see some of that clear coat cracking right there. So, and also you got to redo if you just use regular paper masking tape, you got to redo that every so often because it gets kind of waterlogged. Okay, round 2 with 400. Here we have, after I've hit it a second time good and hard with some more 400, and now I've gone over it real good with 800. It's getting pretty nice and smooth. And now I'm going to transition to 1000, and then 1500, and then 2000, and 2500, and maybe even 3000. I'm going to say this is going to be perfect filed under better than it was. This is what I start with. And that's what I end up with. I still have all that crazed cracking stuff, but at least the lens is clear, relatively clear. And you can see through it and see those beautiful headlights as opposed to this side. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the best I can here, and I'll check back with you. Headlights looking good. Well, looking better. I'll show you in a minute. Next, I'm going to touch up the paint on this bull bar. I've already sanded it some, and you can see I started painting some there. Definitely better than it was. Nice. I can see my headlights again. And the paint's touched up. I've still got to clean where when I was sanding the headlights, a lot of my milky water went down there and dried. So that'll come off when I wash it next time. But that looks pretty good. So up next, I'm going to touch up the paint on these rock sliders. And then I will do the same with this overrider. And I'll see if I can do something with this dried up plastic. Maybe I'll try the torch trick. Okay, got all that good stuff painted. I haven't done the anything to try and fix this plastic yet, but because this thing has been fixed, and this is the different IBS cable that I got on eBay. And what I'm thinking may have happened is when I replaced the old one, put in this one, and I tried it and it didn't charge. And I thought this one was bad. So I put in the original one and it didn't charge. And then it was doing the 30-minute thing again. So I put in the one that I bought on eBay again after I finished the last video about this, and it didn't charge, and then I parked it and didn't worry about it for a couple of months. Those videos were like 3 or 4 months ago. So I come out and start it up now that I've got my little deal in the cigarette lighter, and it's charged fine ever since. So I'm wondering if I just didn't give it a 30-minute reset when I put in the new IBS. So as usual, it's all a big theory, but it's working, and it's continued to work. We've driven it to Greenville a couple of times now. Just went and saw, it's called MJ or something like that. It's a stage production of the Michael Jackson story. Anyway, it was really great. And then we had a fantastic meal at this place called Hall's Chop House. Ah, what a day. Anyway, I'm having enough faith in this car that I'm going to go ahead and put this back together and close it up, and then we'll try and fix the plastic. I have spent the last couple of weeks rearranging the garage a little bit. I'm not done yet, but you might notice that the Porsche has been moved, and it is over the lift. I would say that is a very good sign for the Porsche. I'm going to hopefully be getting to it very soon. Now I have the Volkswagen currently over here. I'm thinking that eventually I will put the Oldsmobile there, although the Oldsmobile is pretty much done. I'm almost thinking about selling the Oldsmobile. Anyway, my office used to be over here, and it's not anymore. It is over here, and I'm still working on it, you know. And I've got a TV right there that I'm going to try to put up somewhere up there. But anyway, back to this. What I have here is boiled linseed oil and turpentine, and I mixed it in this jar, roughly about 2 parts linseed oil, 1 part turpentine. Give it a real good stir. Then I'm going to pour some into this beautiful clean bowl. I might even see if I can tip out some of that stuff. Anyway, no. All right, okay. Well, I'm going to pour some of that in there, and then I'm going to use a cloth, and I'm going to put on gloves, and I'm going to see if that stuff will do what it does to the Oldsmobile on this crackled paint. The sun has not been kind to this old car. It's not that old, 2008, but still. This is not something you could just buff out. This is just, you know, it's gone. I think. I mean, maybe it's just in a clear coat, but let's see what we can do real quick and easy and on the cheap with our linseed oil trick. Okay, let's see how this goes. Oh, wow. Look at that. You can see the metallic again. Wow. Nice. Ooh. All right, well, it probably won't last very long, but sure makes it look better. So I'm going to go ahead and do at least the rest of the fender and then wipe it off real good with this white cloth. Now, any cloth that you get soaked in this linseed oil stuff, if you just wad it up and throw it away, it could just light on fire. So don't do that. Lay them out completely flat and let them dry for a day or two before you toss them. Before, after, better than it was. More, after. I think this side needs another treatment. Okay, well now let's see what it'll do, if anything, to this old plastic. Oh. Wow. I'm going to say that makes a big difference. Okay, let me go get the towel and wipe off just this section and see. All right. Well, that's going to dull a little bit when it completely cures in the next 24 hours, but that is amazingly nicer than this. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my plastic here. Before. That's nasty. After. Yeah. What a difference. Well, so that's it. She's back in business. All fixed. Doesn't have a single warning light on the dash. Nothing. It's perfectly happy. It works great. It's running good. And it's looking much better. Except for this. Let me look in my supplies. Haha! Got a new one. They spelled China wrong. Anyway, this was very cheap on eBay or Amazon. Don't remember. I bought it a long time ago. But I think this newly resurrected E70 X5 deserves a new emblem. Okay, I used this little plastic trim tool jewel and my fingernail to kind of pull it up and get it started. This one's already been replaced probably several times. There we go. And it left the little rubber grommets in place, so that's good. So all I got to do is open up the new one, pop it on there. I guess I'll clean that out a little bit first. There it is. Nice. All right, well, if it starts acting up again, I have an alternator on the shelf waiting. So I'm ready, man. But meanwhile, I guess I'm going to put it back into daily driver use. I think I'm going to use some of that linseed oil on the Oldsmobile again because it's been looking kind of dry. But anyway, it's fixed. I can't believe it. After 3 years or more of struggling with this thing, it's fixed. Thanks for watching.